Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Philly Joe and Kirby. Kirby's away on vacation somewhere hot. I don't want to see the photos.
Yeah, she's going to Cuba.
Yeah.
Coco, I think it's called or something. But hey, she picked a hell of a day to travel.
Wow.
Minus 32 wind chill, minus 46 right now. And I'll tell you, anybody that gets to go away, they're going to be super excited when they hit a cold day. You know that. Then there's the other side of that coin. When it's a really cold day, you're not so excited when your friend gets to go away, and you hope it's just as cold when they come back so they forget about that whole trip they went away on in minutes.
Oh, yeah. And no one wants to look, I don't blame people. I do the same thing. If I was somewhere hot when it's, when there's a minus 46 wind chill back home, I'd be throwing those photos up on my social media, hitting up the pool bar and everything else, and I wouldn't be doing the foot selfies, but you know what I mean. I'd be no one wants to see my feet, but I'd be hitting up the photos, and I get it, but that doesn't mean I don't want. I go right through those as quick as I can when I see them, because I don't want to think about that when we're dealing with this type of cold weather.
It's exactly. Yeah, you're right. There's a certain temperature where you can at least take a look. This is not it today.
No, not at all. And I hope, Curbs, and we should have told her this before, because you just know that when she gets back, there's going to be drama. Like, her car is going to be dead. Although,
that's a good point.
It was dead when she got back at Christmas, wasn't it?
I believe so.
So she needs to be, like, with these apps, you can start your car from anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know what Wi-Fi's like at the resort she's on in Cuba. They're known for, a bland food, Cuba.
Yeah, well, she told us that,
but I don't know how the Wi-Fi is. But she has somebody looking after her cats at the house.
Well, I hope that somebody...
I think it's Angus.
Well, we'll
who
bug
works
him.
here.
We'll say, hey, you need to be starting your car every now and then.
I'd be using it. Put a few clicks on it. It's brand new.
Angus,
it's a lease.
You know what? I wonder if Angus is allowed to use her vehicle, because she always stocks up the fridge for him and everything else.
Yeah,
so I
hope you pay him.
Yeah.
The kid can't just live on food alone.
He does, but he thinks it's a great deal. Have you ever talked to him about it? I get food. I get her cable package.
Understand.
It's unbelievable.
I quote cable package.
Anyway, we'll have to bug him. We'll have to bug him to keep an eye on the vehicle, so that when she gets back, she's able to make it into work and doesn't do the old, that car's dead. Phil, can you pick me up? Although it's going to get nicer later this week, right? Like,
it can't get any worse, can
it?
Yeah. It's supposed to. It's supposed to warm up by, it looks like, I guess tomorrow, really, minus 15, if you want to compare it to what we had over the last 3 days. Minus 15 for most of the week, and then it dips into single temps for a day, so...
Okie dokie. We got lots on the go this morning. Obviously, we're going to talk some football at some point. We've got tickets to give away with completely useless trivia. And we'll check in on the bone phone. Our voicemail coming up in 5 minutes.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Call the Bone Phone, 780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
Anybody who drives down Gun Road, when you're going on Gun Road and you're turning onto Plessis by the MPI compound and you're going north on Plessis, you're trying to turn right at the train tracks, that's not a turn lane, that's the shoulder. I seriously hope you get ticketed. You can't just drive on the shoulder because you want to get ahead of traffic. It is illegal. And I'm not sure if you can see the big white line. Get your eyesight checked and read the rules again. Happy Friday.
It's a good PSA, because it's dangerous to hop on the shoulder. I think a lot of people just figure they're helping traffic move along. You'll remember the whole situation where I admitted to when you turn onto the perimeter off of Dugald that I have used the shoulder before. And people were all over me like, hey, that's dangerous. Don't do it again. And I don't do it anymore. But I think some people just think it's quicker. We're moving traffic along if I do this, and they don't realize that it's illegal and it can be dangerous.
Just because you say you're not going to do it again, Phil, doesn't mean that the city has stopped their investigation.
It's ongoing.
It's costing thousands of taxpayer dollars to find out.
I need character witnesses. You got to.
I got you. I got you. You're a good man.
You tell them. This is a guy who would never knowingly break the law. Please.
It does happen quite often, though, and Gun Road is definitely one of those spots, as we've heard, but you bet.
This, again, from Friday when we had the weather. And Joe said off air, and I got to share this. You think This is Rooster, and you think he's trying to fire people up with his phone call. I'm pretty sure it's going to work.
Hey, Philly Joe and Kirby, it's Rooster. I've been driving around all day today during this so-called winter storm, blizzard, whatever you want to call it, and honestly, I didn't have a single issue whatsoever. Then, let's see, there was the overpass on Plessy that got shut down all day and up my deliveries all day. I really don't understand why Winnipeggers have such a tough time driving today, minus when I went out into the country and there were fields everywhere and wind could just blow however the it wanted. I was driving above the limit. So it's kind of embarrassing to see people doing 30 and 60 zones and 60 and 80 zones. It's like, come on. Winnipeggers really are some of the drivers in the entire world.
Yeah, I mean, look, in fairness, I believe a lot of the affected areas from Friday were outside the city.
Yeah, we heard from trucking companies that dispatched their drivers to come back in because of visibility issues. I know in the city there was some open areas where people could see nothing. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to poke the bear a bit. But I'll tell you what, we both have friends that are either couriers or truck drivers that are in their vehicles all day.
Yep.
And they drive for that many hours, and they see a lot more than we would see. But, man, I don't know. I didn't hear from too many people that were as confident driving as the Rooster said he was. So
yeah, true.
I think he might be trying to poke the bear a bit.
I think so.
I love it.
The snow pass situation from last week where a snowmobiler complained about people on the trails, on the snowman trails, on their side-by-sides and quads. And actually, somebody texted us earlier this morning telling you, Joe, that you got to get a side-by-side.
Oh, and then I saw what they look like, man. That's a pretty good-looking unit.
Anyway, back and forth about this issue, and we have a call here.
The snow pass, this is, I guess, regarding the second caller in that has a snow pass on his snowmobiles but is using his side-by-side by the 59er. Once the trails are considered open by the trail grooming system in the area, the trails, once they're open, they are closed to any quads and side-by-sides. You cannot, side-by-sides, quads, etc., have insurance, but they have no snow pass. So once those trails are considered open on the Snowman app or the local trail systems app or website, then it is illegal to use a side-by-side or a quad on those trails because they rut them up and it's a lot more work for all the volunteers taking care of them. Hope that shed some light on the situation.
Yeah, and we did because I asked, who monitors the trails, and then somebody sent us a text saying RCMP every now and then will be
for DUIs and such.
Passes.
And I'll tell you what, the Boston Pizza text line is lit when the bone phone's on. We're getting a few people telling us, but late afternoon on Friday during the blizzard, remember, visibility wasn't so much a problem, just because the snow had stopped, so the wind in some areas did affect. But otherwise, it was pretty clear, and a lot of people were already off the road. So that's interesting as far as the Rooster goes. But listen, as far as the snow pass and that goes, I still got to get to the 59 for breakfast. I think that's
59er.
59er. Kirby was. I think Kirby's going to come. I don't know. Kirby says stuff and then bails on us, so I don't know.
You and I will go for sure.
We have to go
because I want to go. We heard it's pretty good. Let's wrap with this, and I think this has turned into a two-person conversation between Kirby and a guy we call Cliff Clavin on the bone phone. He calls all the time, and he's very concerned about this doormat that she has outside her suite in her apartment building. And in fairness, we don't think it's very safe either.
Hey guys, funny stuff with the whole mat thing and the tripping hazard. But it's not just for firefighters either. Like, a lot of people like walking the hallways in the wintertime in buildings because it's cold out and slippery out. And sometimes they'll walk together, right? And they'll be talking to each other, so they won't necessarily be looking in front of them. So, with the mat and the boots and the ice machine and the manservant, they might trip and fall and all that stuff and, break a hip or something like that.
Ice machine.
You'd be liable for that. So, again, I would not have any of that stuff around outside the apartment. But your choice. Have a good day.
But
No, we want an ice machine installed outside our suite.
We did ask for that.
Yeah, we did.
With the drink machine and a snack machine like you're in a hotel. But then did she not say, Kirby, that her landlord who lives next door in the penthouse said she couldn't have the welcome mat anyway because it was a restriction. But she could have it inside her apartment for people to wipe their feet. The other question we had was she doesn't have many people that come by and visit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's on her, though. That's her call.
She's not a big fan of just drop by.
Yeah.
Hello, even though she's got the mat.
Outside, which, yeah. Anyway.
I still think we need the city of Winnipeg to go by there and have a look. But it's more of an apartment issue. Like, it's the landlord issue, not so much
Is there
city
a
of
board?
Winnipeg.
A board that could look into this residency board?
It's an ongoing issue. We will keep you up to date.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Ooh, baby. Ooh. Stevie Nicks, 92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. Philly Joe and Kirby. Kirby's away on vacation. We hope she has a good time. She's back next week. Joe, I will forward all questions regarding ACDC in Nashville to you. Take it away. There is a question on the Boston Pizza text line.
Oh, is there? Okay. I haven't opened up the text line yet, but I will tell you this. You're listening for the song TNT this morning, this afternoon, and this evening. When you hear it, you text to the word WIN, W-I-N, and your name to 762-555. That'll get you entered. If we call you back, you could be a finalist. And that'll move you one step closer, obviously, to being able to see ACDC in Nashville. And the show, by the way, people are wondering, Tuesday, May 20th of this year. Okay?
See, you just answered the question, because the question we got this morning was pertaining to what does that text, what do you have to have in that text? And you nailed it. Text WIN and your name to 762-555. When you hear the song of the day, which is TNT this morning.
So the word WIN, W-I-N, okay? And your name. Here's the best part. That's the May long, Monday. So it's a long weekend here in Canada. The show's the Tuesday. So if you have to give up a day or two of holidays, that's not bad. It's a short week.
That is incredible. And this is a trip of a lifetime. It's a bucket list trip. It's a kind of trip you talk about the rest of your life. I think that's fair to say.
I would have to believe, too, Phil, that this could be it for the band. This could be their last big, solid tour. And I'm hoping at one point that our people and the good people over at Canada Life Center, like Kevin Donnelly, can get together with Live Nation or whoever's putting on this tour. Maybe add a couple of Canadian dates, and of course Winnipeg being one of them.
Oh, Princess Auto Stadium would be unbelievable. Stadium shows. We've mused about it before. We would like to see some more stadium shows in Winnipeg. That magnitude of band to play outdoors.
Yeah, been a while.
Yeah, definitely. Can I give a hint on when that song might come up this morning? Am I allowed to do that?
Well, I got in trouble last time, but they haven't given you trouble for it. So go ahead.
Okay, I'll take the bullet on this one. So it's not. So. Here's my hint. Here's my clue, okay? It's not going to be before 7. It's not going to be in the 7 o'clock hour or the 9 o'clock hour. How about that? Is that pretty good? That narrows it down, right?
Hold on. And we're still going to be on the air?
We're still going to be on the air.
That's a dead giveaway then. Okay, good one.
I'm nifty. Those are good clues.
I'll tell you.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
System of a Down, 92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. PJK, minus the K, she's on vacation. So she won't be experiencing Blue Monday.
No, I hope not.
No,
I hope she's not.
Absolutely not.
It's the third Monday of January, and it basically covers off a lot of bills, right? I mean, there's reasons why we get kind of depressed on the first Monday. Is that not right, Phil?
The third month? Well, I think
it has something to do with here. I just it's a combination of post-Christmas blues.
Yeah.
The cold today, definitely. The dark nights and the arrival of all your credit card bills and such. So it's a combination of things that third Monday of every January. Is that the deal with Blue Monday? Do I have that right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I mean, it makes complete sense. In my opinion, January sucks in general. Like, it's just like if you had to pick
Cold, dark month.
Well, yeah, out of all the 12 months, January to me easily. What about January? Like it's cold.
Yeah.
You're back at work after the holidays.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You can embrace the cold, and we do in this province for sure. And there's a bunch of activities because we are a winter climate for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's a dark, cold month that doesn't have as many positives,
it's January.
It's January.
Like you notice they didn't call it Blue Friday.
Yeah.
Because nobody's blue. Doesn't matter what
No.
month, what the temperature is. Even Friday, blizzard warnings. Like it sucked. There was travel and everything else, but it's still a Friday.
That's true. And you're right. You do get off the holidays and you're back at it. The grind starts up and the bills start coming, and you actually get taxed more on your paychecks this time of year too.
That's
right.
right.
There's really a lot to think positively about January.
Listen, let us know if this is, honestly, because I know in this province, in this city, there's a lot of people who love the winter months.
Yep.
There's a lot of positives about the winter months. We got NHL hockey on the go. There's, minor hockey's in full swing. A lot of people do, winter activities, as you mentioned, snowmobiling.
For sure. It is what you make it. But I can also sympathize and empathize with people that would feel the January blues too, for sure, for different reasons. The Bills are one of them, for sure. But I'll be honest, the dark in the morning and then the dark early at night. But if you noticed, it's starting to lighten up a little bit at night now, which is nice.
Boston Pizza text line, this guy might be onto something. Blue Friday is an idea I can get behind, and he spells blue, B-L-E-W.
Well.
Hey, start it up. Hashtag it. See if it takes off. Anyway, let us know if you're feeling Blue Monday today and what we can do. You know what? If we can play a song for you, we can do that to cheer you up.
Yeah, if that helps, for sure.
Go ahead. I'll tell you what, right now, it's ACDC in Nashville. You can, there's a song of the day, can happen at any time. You're listening for TNT this morning. We started that today.
Guns N' Roses week.
Yeah, and Joe's in a great mood. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, for Blue Monday, I feel great.
He came in here just jumping around. Well, not really jumping. You don't.
I don't leave the ground too much anymore.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Jojo, did you hear Lamar Jackson's post-game comments pertaining the Baltimore Ravens quarterback after the Ravens lose again in the playoffs, this time to Buffalo?
I did not. I felt bad for him just because he has had some missed opportunities in his playoff career, and I thought he played very well yesterday just because it was him and Josh Allen both on the spotlight for MVP. I thought he had MVP numbers yesterday. A couple of his teammates let him down. He had one fumble himself, but...
Well, we said on Friday when we made some picks, our ticket did not come through, by the way. We took the Lions, and they got knocked off.
We had the favorites.
We took the Ravens. Yeah.
Favorites, they were still 1-point favorite in Buffalo.
That's right.
I had them. I had the Ravens to win. Kirby took all the birds. The Eagles made it through.
But the Ravens did not. She loves Ravens.
Yes.
But yeah, so we said on Friday that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, one of these guys on Monday morning is going to have lost, and they're going to have to listen to the hyperbole all offseason about how they can't win the big game, and they are not good playoff players because they usually lose to Mahomes, the two of them, Jackson and Allen.
Yes.
But this time it's Allen beating Lamar Jackson, so there's a ton of pressure on Lamar Jackson. And this is what he had to say, because if you watch the game, you know that his star tight end, Mark Andrews, fumbled, a huge fumble, and then dropped what would have the 2-point conversion that would have tied the game.
Right.
So Lamar talking about what went wrong after the game here.
And like I've been saying all season, every time we in situations like this, turnovers play a factor. Penalties play a factor. Tonight, the turnovers, we can't have that, and that's why we lost the game, because as you can see, we're moving the ball wonderfully. It's hold on to the ball. I'm sorry for my language, but this annoying. I'm tired of
And he's taking some heat, because Andrews is a grizzled vet. His last fumble was in 2019, something crazy like that. And I'm sitting here going, it's right after the game.
And they're tight, those two.
Yes, and Jackson's the one who's going to have to hear all off season about how he can't win the big game. So I get his frustration. I mean, you wish he wouldn't, maybe point fingers. He didn't mention Andrews by name.
No.
But you said it. He had a fumble too, Jackson.
Yeah, he was frustrated with himself too. It'll be interesting, though, because the big matchup is the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs, because that's been a rivalry brewing over the last few years. And there's a likability factor with the Buffalo Bills, especially if you grew up watching them lose those 5 in a row, getting there, right? Like, this is going to be interesting, too, because...
Well, now Allen's got that pressure now.
Yeah.
Because if he loses to Mahomes again, he's going to hear about it.
Yeah. I think they get through. I think this is their year.
Would you save your picks for later in the week?
No, I know, but
Come on,
I still
Monday
gotta
morning.
look at stuff. But I think part of me just wants to see a change up top. I don't hate Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, but there are a lot of people that have really started to detest them. A lot of that has to do with all the pop culture stuff going around it, that the referees always seem to be giving them the and I mean, the more you see of it, the more you start believing it.
The memes of Mahomes hugging refs after the game and exchanging jerseys with
pretty
the refs.
entertaining.
It is so good. Unless you're a Chiefs fan, you're not rooting for the Chiefs. There is nobody outside of hardcore Chiefs fans.
Because they keep winning.
Everybody's cheering for Buffalo. So, yes, later in the week, we will have a look at these two games. We barely talked about the Lions losing. Dan Campbell, both of Kirby. Oh, no, I was going to say both of her teams are out, but the Chiefs are still there.
Yes.
But her Lions got beat. And, one of the biggest.
Convincingly.
The biggest upset of the weekend. By a
Well,
mile.
it was one of those games that you didn't feel there was a comeback in the works, did you?
No.
And yet yesterday you could have seen it happen in both games, but nobody was thinking Detroit was coming back in that game. It was crazy.
That's right. Completely useless trivia on the way.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
One step closer to the end. Joe, come on. Blue Monday. Let's go. Break. All right. I sense with the cold weather, there might be people working from home today. Just a hunch. Like a lot of offices have adopted that, and it might be one of those days because it is ridiculous cold out.
Yeah, pretty quiet around our building here this morning. I can tell you that the high today is minus 27. The wind is at 21 right now, but there is a frostbite warning in play today. And how about this for a current temperature? Minus 33, wind chill, minus 47. I told you, you're the first one in every morning, and then I use your vehicle sort of as a guideline to keep parked straight, right? Because you can't see the lines all the time with the snow cover on the parking lot. And I went to look about 5 minutes ago, and we're still the only 2 cars in this big parking lot in Skirville. But you can kind of tell by the time we're heading into work how many vehicles you see on the road, which isn't many some days.
Totally agree.
On what kind of day it's going to be. And if you can work from home, why wouldn't you? And God love the people working outdoors. Because I'll tell you.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, 100%, man. Woo.
I want to play the daily banger today for somebody who's for a crew that's working outside, and is bundled up.
Oh.
You know those guys and girls who have the frost on their toque from working hard, and then you can only see their eyes because their nose is also covered.
Oh yeah, the eyebrow is completely frosted.
They're just frost and clothing and maybe some shades, and they won't complain. It's better than the hot weather.
Yeah,
I can layer up. I can't take my work clothes off in the summer.
Good call on that.
So let us know if you're working outside today, and we'll play you a song for the daily banger. Also of note, with the cold weather, like pets and stuff. Like Stewie doesn't want to go outside in this, does he? Your bulldog, your French bulldog?
I've got a picture I'm going to post. My wife sent it to me. He is wrapped up in this whole quilt. But he did it himself. It looks like he looks like Yoda. You know, popped it with the cloak.
Yeah.
He wanted nothing to do with going outside, so he wrapped himself up in his bed. It's pretty cool. I got to put it up this morning because, yeah.
And he can't
Can
be
you
quick
blame
enough,
him?
right? He can't be quick enough and he's back in.
Listen, if you told me I had to go outside to pee, I couldn't even imagine how long that would take. Never mind the dog. Lift a leg and boom, right back in.
Watching the visual of watching Aiello run outside to pee in this
It's not going to happen. I think it'd be impossible. It's so cold.
Yeah, it wants to crawl back up inside you.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
I chuckled when I found this question because a lot of people traveling this time of year, and you'll get this. Hey, where are you going this year? I'm going to go down to Palm Desert. My wife's side of the family has a place.
Yes, you will hear that.
And there's other people. I think it's VRBO during the football games yesterday. They're advertising like, hey, you can stay at a place, or Verbo. Yeah, sorry, I don't use it. Can you tell?
Like the law firm of VRBO.
But they were advertising the fact that you don't have to stay at a place where the owner of the house is still with you.
I like those commercials.
Right?
Yep.
So 20% of people do this every time they stay at someone else's home. And I can't do it. If I go away, people say, save yourself some money on a hotel. Come and stay with us. Nope.
I prefer a hotel.
I have to. I got to know when I can use the bathroom. I got to know when I'm wanting to eat or watch something on TV or go to bed.
See, people look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
You're at a hotel and you have friends you could stay with.
Yeah. So you and I are the same that way.
Yeah, we are. I prefer it.
20% of people do this, though, every time they stay at someone else's home.
780 City, 780-2484. Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You?
Good. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Blue Monday.
Blue Monday. Do you feel blue today?
Yeah. No, not too bad.
Atta boy. Okay, do you have a guess for us?
You know what? Can I get a lifeline from Philly?
You sure can, yeah.
That's your only option today.
The Curbinator's on holidays.
We might add a few lifelines if we need them today.
We could, I'll just keep guessing.
It's Blue Monday.
20% of us do this every time we stay at someone's house.
Yeah, 20% of people do this every time they stay at someone else's house.
Bring their own pillow.
That's number 4.
Oh.
Good for you, Phil.
Well, I got
number 4. I've seen people do it when they travel, like on a road trip especially, but you'll see that on a plane once in a while.
I have one of these high-end pillows. Like, my wife can't believe what I spend on one, but someone recommended that. I used to have neck problems, and I got a really nice pillow, and it's helped.
Yeah,
it has.
Very good.
Okay. Kerry King tickets on the line. Go ahead with your guess.
Go through the medicine cabinet.
No, that's not on the list. Believe
Kirby
it
does
or not.
that.
Yeah, she's
very proud of it.
Mentioned that, yeah.
780 City, good morning.
I'm getting take the host out for dinner.
You know what? That's number 2, paying for a dinner one night out, taking the people out. Very good.
Nice.
They say it's a classy thing to do, right? They're hosting you, so you take them out for dinner one night.
To say thank you.
Yeah.
Hi there.
Lifeline?
Yeah, I can guess for you.
Go ahead.
Check the mattress for, like, bed bugs and stuff.
No. No.
Not the right
Staying
answer.
at your buddy's house. I'm going to check out the...
Listen, Ray.
Ray,
you got
where
bed
can
bugs.
I plug in the blue light? I got to check this bed before I...
And imagine having to tell him, hey, I checked the mattress. Turns out you have bed bugs, so I'm getting the hell out of
Yeah,
here.
Ray, we stayed together in your 20s, okay?
Good morning.
Hey, morning. Is it take a look at their financial papers?
Only when they stay at Kirby's house. She's worried about that.
Yeah. She locks the house down so you can't look at her financial
God
papers.
knows all that financial stuff. Her
Yeah.
account must be just like overworked.
Got to lock those away. you know.
Overtaxed. How's that?
Any house guest is dying to go through her finances. Good morning, City.
Hey, let's go with sleeping with your socks on.
No.
As long as it's not relations with the socks on.
That comes up in the odd movie.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
does.
understand that.
Me neither. Hi there.
Hey, guys, does it leave something behind?
No. 20% of people do this every time they stay at someone else's home. That's a good answer, too.
It is. Yeah. 780 City. Hi there.
Is it checking the expiration date on food?
That is number 5.
Oh, I was going to guess that.
I don't know about this milk, Ray. Come on. It's been
First, you got bed bugs. The milk is sour. The hell?
So good.
Good morning.
Let's go Red Dragon.
I told you this is not usually a positive on why it happens. But
You get
it's just
sick.
And
Cold. You throw up.
And?
You need the medicine. You
no.
Oh,
No,
is that
no.
like I'm right there?
Well, that could be part of the reason why this happens.
Hello there.
Hi. Break something?
Not break something.
Good morning, City.
Get runs?
Get the runs.
Not get the runs. No, it has nothing to do with that. Listen, this is basically this is a change of plans, okay? A change of plans.
Think I might know now. I think. 780 City, 780-2484. Good morning.
Yeah, I'll get a lifeline.
I'm going to say you have to bolt and go stay somewhere else, like you abandoned mission.
Bingo. 20% of people do this every time they seem to stay at someone's house. I don't know. We got to cut this trip early. I can't take your my brother-in-law anywhere, whatever the case may be, or my sister-in-law. Or you get sick.
Yeah.
Could be that. I got to go home.
Or
I just can't deal with it. Or, you just
bed
need
sucks.
more space.
I need a hotel.
Yeah. Apparently, 20% of people say it happens pretty much every time.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
That's a wrap. Monday edition of PJK 92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station, 9:45. Wrapping things up. Kirby's away, so Philly and Joe for the rest of the week.
Yeah, holding steady right now, too, at minus 33. An extreme cold warning in play. The wind chill is at minus 44. We get a bit of a break starting tomorrow where temperatures hit at about minus 15. So take it easy out there.
You've watched that new Liam Neeson movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, don't tell me about it.
It was okay.
Maybe I'll watch it tonight and we can talk about it tomorrow.
Okay. It was all right. Tonight's a good night to be home movie, but I'll be honest. I got to watch Ohio State against
oh, yes.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish tonight.
National championship game, right?
Yeah, got to watch that. And the Jets at 8:30 tonight, so no movie night for me.
Yeah, the movie's not going to happen.
You know what? You're kind of lost.
Later in the week.
I got to be honest. Your wife's been gone for the weekend.
man.
You were out in Kenora for part of the weekend with one kid. You were with the oldest, right?
I was with the oldest in Kenora, yeah. And then, yes, my wife and my youngest are in Minneapolis for a hockey tournament.
And both Kirby and I were a little concerned about you going into Friday, thinking, I said, he can make it through a weekend. But you're talking about a movie on a Monday night now. And
the house feels very disorganized. I have to get, between me and my oldest, we got to get things together before they get home later today. Tonight, they'll be home tonight.
I can't wait to hear how that story unfolds.
I got to catch up. I got to do some laundry. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. It's not a pigsty. I'm not one of these guys who can't tidy up after himself.
You're not.
Lived on my own for years. I know what I'm doing, but it's just there's a level of organization when my wife's there because she'll readily admit that she's type A. Things have to be a certain way, right? And
we're both GIs. You know what GI is? Good intentions. That's what we are.
That's right.
We have a good idea good idea too. You sit there and you go, listen, I better get to the laundry. And then something else comes up.
Yeah. Usually something on TV comes up. So anyway.
Report back to us tomorrow.
All this to say no movie. I got a lot to catch up on.
You got a lot to catch up on. I was trying to tell you that.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.